if you're looking for proven suppliers of these technologies, they are scarce. And we have been directed by the Commission that our Utilities Commission, that all three of these technologically specific carve-outs take priority over everything else. We've done our part for now for solar power. We are very interested in what's happening in the solar space, but one of our biggest challenges right now is getting poultry waste and swine waste resources and trying to do that as cost effectively as we can. Those resources, since they take priority before everything else, they could potentially consume a very large portion of that cost cap, which then could change dramatically how much we're able to do in this state within those cost limitations. So something we're very, very focused on. Still quite a bit uncertain given the state of the technology and some new developments, new market participants entering that space, and things of that sort. Now I want to slow down a little bit and just kind of change gears and show you some examples of some of the projects that are being developed in the state. And this is what, everything that we've gone through up to this point is perhaps interesting to you. It's what I deal with every day, but hopefully everyone can appreciate what's here in terms of looking at some of the actual projects that are being developed that Duke Energy is involved with. This first one is one of the first ones that we announced after the passage of the renewable requirements in the state. This is a solar farm in Davidson County. Sun Edison is a large solar developer. They are the owner of this project, and we are the buyer of the electricity, so it's under a power purchase agreement. This is a 357-acre site. It's huge. It's still being finished. There's part of it that's already in service and producing electricity. The first part of it came online at the very end of last year, and we expect the full project to be completed either at the very end of this year or maybe early next year. This is the second largest solar project in the southeastern U.S. When we started this, we actually thought it would be the largest in the nation. There's been several others that have been announced since that time, but there's one in Florida that's a little bit bigger than this that went into service recently, but this nonetheless is a very, very exciting project that we have here in North Carolina. This is another very exciting project. We have a program that we've called our Solar Distributed Generation Program. And this is a program where we, as Duke Energy, are constructing solar projects on our customers' properties. A little bit of a different model. We're the owner of the project. We're leasing the rooftops or leasing the land from customers. So they're receiving a lease payment from us, but we're the owner and operator of these systems. This particular one is in Charlotte. It's at a Childers Klein warehouse. This is the largest rooftop installation in the southeastern U.S. One of the very largest rooftop installations anywhere in the nation. The largest one in the nation would only be incrementally larger than this, maybe 2.5 megawatts or something like that. But there's a handful that are bigger than that. But this, again, is a huge roof, solar panels everywhere, pretty interesting and exciting project. This is also part of that same distributed generation program, but a very different looking kind of project. This is at Mapleview Farm in Hillsborough, North Carolina, an organic farm. Very interesting and exciting project. They're on the farm, and we were able to incorporate this with a partnership with Mapleview Agricultural Center, which is an education facility that's focused on teaching students about agriculture, and now they're able to supplement that with some sustainable energy education curriculum in there. There's a classroom. It's a classroom-based facility. There's some energy monitoring equipment there, so they can see what's being produced and things of that sort. So a really, really great partnership that we've been able to strike here in this case, and really with all of these projects under this program. This is also part of this program, and this is a solar system that we built at one of our substations in Charlotte. And my daughter saw this slide, and I asked her if she knew what this is. She's 6 years old, and she thought it looked like a skateboard ramp. Again, this part of this installation, part of this program, another exciting project that we've developed, and this one is coupled with some smart grid technology. There's a battery, a large tractor-trailer size battery facility that's planned for this site, and we're able to do some interesting things where at the time that the solar energy is greatest, we can either charge the battery to store that energy for later when it might be more valuable or really be more helpful to us in meeting our customers' requirements, or we can send it straight to the electrical grid at that moment and serve customers' needs right then. So, some additional projects under this program, just real quickly, Food Line, National Gypsum, and the EPA. There's several projects under this program. One thing that might interest folks here, the Food Line project is right here in Salisbury. That's about 1 megawatt, which you can see here, 4,700 solar panels on the roof. It's about half the size of that other one that I showed you, the Childers Klein project. Still very huge, very big roof, very big facility, and a really great project for us. Shifting away from solar power, what else are we doing? Well, biomass I've talked a bit about that in terms of how important it is. And one of the really interesting and very cost-effective ways that we're going about biomass is co-firing it at our coal stations. We have existing coal stations that have been around for many, many years, and what we're doing is making some modifications at those plants to enable them to be able to burn not just coal, but also woody biomass. So we've got equipment there to handle and blend biomass, and so what we're doing there is reducing the amount of coal that's burned, and we are producing renewable energy in a pro rata fashion, proportional to what the fuel input is. So that's a very important piece for us. There's different ways to do biomass, and in some cases we would look at partnering with someone who would build a brand new biomass facility and quite possibly enter into a power purchase agreement. So we're looking at those types of examples as well. This is something where we feel like it's very cost effective because you've got a power plant already there, and with some small modifications we can do this, and we think that's going to be an important piece of our compliance plan to meet the requirements. In addition to co-firing, another variation of this, we call it repowering, where you take a coal station and rather than blend wood and coal together, you would just retire the coal plant and bring it back online as a facility that would burn nothing but biomass. And that's very compelling as well, something that we're moving forward with. We're in the planning stages at this point, but that's something that's obviously you spend more capital. We want to go about this in stepwise progression and learn as we go with some smaller projects like the co-firing project here. But biomass repowering and new greenfield biomass they're all part of what we intend to do to comply with our requirements. Stepping away for a couple of moments from North Carolina, what else is Duke Energy doing? Outside of North Carolina, but still within the regulated utility business, this is Benton County Wind Farm in northern Indiana. We serve a large portion of Indiana as a regulated utility that's very, very similar to what the business we operate here. This Benton County Wind Farm is 66 turbines. It went into service in 2008 and it's actually grown quite a bit since then, but our agreement and our participation in this is for 100 megawatts or 66 turbines. Northern Indiana is getting into regions of the country where the wind resource is very good, so that's one reason why this was so attractive for us to do. And now stepping a little bit even further away from the Carolinas, but still very much an important part of what Duke Energy is and what we're doing in the renewable energy space, DEGS, going back to Duke Energy Generation Services, our unregulated commercial power business that's operating largely outside of the Carolinas and the Midwest, has quite a bit of renewable energy, and most of that is wind power, and we're starting now to do some solar power. This is a DEGS wind farm called Campbell Hill. That's the project name, and where it's located. This is in Wyoming. So if you think back to the early slides that I showed you about where the wind resources are best, Wyoming is certainly in that region of the country where the wind blows strong and steady. Again, here's another one also in Wyoming that is another DEGS project that we've done very recently. And I think this is the last one from DEGS, but this is also in Wyoming. So you can see that when you're outside of looking at a specific region like North Carolina, like we do in the regulated business, our thinking really orients around where are things most cost effective, where are the resources available, what's most practical given any given renewable resource. So we're doing a lot in the commercial business as a result. Also in the commercial business, we're doing some solar projects. This is one that's being done in Texas, 14 megawatts. This is a little bit smaller than the Davidson County project that we're doing here in North Carolina, and this one is under construction at this point. And that's actually coming towards the end of my prepared remarks, and so just final thoughts here. I want to come back to where I started in terms of balancing. What are we doing at Duke Energy for renewable energy? We're doing a lot, and I've given you some examples of some tangible examples of projects that we have underway. And we stay very mindful of what's in the best interest of our customers through all this. We need to make sure that we provide affordable and reliable service, and we are very much committed to the environment and making sure that we're developing cleaner energy resources as we move forward. And again, renewables have many merits. We're very committed to them. There's important considerations, and there are reasons why we're very excited about certain resources, and there's also important reasons why we need they're part of a balanced portfolio, and you need other resources in addition to renewable energy as well.